Okay, so if you're heading to Osaka soon, you're probably already thinking about how you're going to stay connected once you land. I mean, the second that you get there, you'll probably want to check Google Maps, book a ride, or just text someone to say that you made it. And if your phone's not working, it can be a real pain. That's why, in today's video, I'm going to share with you an easy way to stay connected without worrying about swapping SIM cards or dealing with crazy expensive roaming fees. Saily eSIM. I've used it on a lot of my international trips over the past year, and it made things so much easier. Which is why I'll go over how Saily works and what kind of plans they offer for Japan, including Osaka. And I'll also give you a quick breakdown of the pros and cons. That way, by the end of this, you'll know if Saily is the right option for your trip to Osaka. And if you do want to try it out, I've got a 15% discount code for you. Just type in GVU Tech when you download the Saily app or visit their website. That said, let's get right into it. Alright, so if you haven't heard of Saily yet, it's basically an eSIM service that's backed by Nord Security, the same company behind NordVPN, which is one of the biggest names in digital privacy. And basically, it's designed to make staying connected while traveling a lot easier. It works in over 200 countries, and what makes it even better is the extra features that they've added, like a built-in ad blocker, web protection for safer browsing, and virtual location routing to help keep your personal information private. So it's not just about keeping you connected, it's about staying secure too. Now, getting started with Saily is super easy. First, you just download the Saily app, which works on both iPhones and Android devices. Then you just scroll through the available data plans and pick the one that works best for your trip. In this case, you would choose Japan, which works seamlessly whether you're in Osaka or anywhere else in the country. Once you've picked your plan, the app walks you through the setup process step by step. You just install the eSIM directly to your phone. There's no messing around with tiny SIM cards or going to a store when you're exhausted from your flight. And what's really nice is that once you've installed it, you don't have to do it again. Even if you take another trip later on, you just go back into the app, buy a new plan, and you're all set. And as soon as you land in Japan, your phone will automatically connect to the best local network. There's no extra steps or delays, it just works. And if your phone supports 5G, you'll be able to take advantage of that too, depending on where you are. Alright, so the prices for Osaka are actually the same as the general Saily plans for all Japan, so you don't need to search for anything city-specific. Whether you're staying in Osaka or traveling around Japan, the pricing stays the same, and honestly, it's super affordable compared to roaming fees or buying a SIM card at the airport or a random shop. If you're just taking a short trip and only need enough data for things like maps, messages, or light browsing, there's a 1GB plan that lasts for 7 days for just under $4. For longer stays, there's a 3GB plan for around $8 and a 5GB plan for about $11, both valid for 30 days. If you plan on using your phone a bit more for streaming or uploading photos, there's a 10GB plan for just under $18. And then for heavier users, the 20GB plan is a great option at around $25, which is also valid for 30 days. However, if you don't want to think about your data running out at all, they also have an unlimited plan for just under $50 that lasts for 15 days. It gives you 5GB of high-speed data per day, and once that's used, your speed slows down a bit, but it resets daily so you're never fully disconnected. And like I mentioned earlier, if you want to try it out, you can use my discount code GVUTech at checkout when you download the Saily app or visit their website. It'll get you 15% off, which makes these already low prices even cheaper. Now, one of the main things that I personally really like about using Saily is how simple it is. I've used it on multiple trips, some longer, some shorter, and even though I haven't been to Osaka yet, every time it's been super easy to set up. And I love that I don't have to deal with the tiny SIM cards or try and open the tray with my earrings, which I always end up bending, as who carries that little tray tool around? Besides that, in terms of actually using it, Saily worked really well for me. Whether I was browsing, posting photos, scrolling through social media, or pulling up Google Maps to get around, my connection stayed strong the entire time. I never had to deal with dropouts or slow speeds, even in places where public Wi-Fi wasn't great. It definitely saved me from the headache of searching for a decent signal. And it's not just about data. Saily actually does a good job helping protect your privacy too. There's a built-in ad blocker that stops all those annoying pop-ups, which also helps stretch your data since you're not wasting it. They've even got web protection to block shady websites and keep your information safe, which I found very helpful. especially when using public Wi-Fi at airports or cafes to save on your plan. Plus, their virtual location feature gives you an extra layer of privacy by masking your real location, which came in handy more than once. Another thing I liked is how easy it was to manage my data. The app gives you a heads up when you've used about 80% of your plan, and topping up only takes a minute inside the app. No weird logins and no extra steps. Also, I've got to mention their customer support. It's 24/7, and when I had a quick question about adding more data, they replied within a couple of minutes and solved my problem right away. That made me feel even better about relying on it during my travels. But of course, while Saily is very useful, like just about every product or service, or really just about anything, it's not perfect. For example, Saily is a data-only eSIM, which means it doesn't support traditional phone calls or SMS texting. So if you need to make calls or send messages, you'll have to use apps like WhatsApp, FaceTime, Telegram, or any other internet-based service. But let's be real, most of us use apps like that anyway, so it's really not a big deal for most people these days. Also, before you buy a plan, it's a good idea to check if your phone supports eSIM. Most newer smartphones do, but just in case, Saily offers a refund if it turns out your device isn't compatible. So to wrap this up, if you're planning a trip to Osaka and want a super simple, affordable way to stay connected, without worrying about SIM cards or crazy roaming charges, I really think Saily is worth looking into. It's super easy to set up. Plus, you get some amazing extra features like ad blocking, web protection, and even a virtual location tool for added privacy. And what I love is that you just set it up before your trip, and the second that you land, you're connected. No stress, no delays, no standing in line at the airport for a SIM card. It just works. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you want to give Saily a try, don't forget that you can use my discount code GVUTech when you download the Saily app, or visit their website for 15% off your plan. Of course, if you have any questions or want to share your experience, just drop a comment below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.